Prince Johnson morphology. That's small thing. And that small play pass. Koga, how many times for you? Koga. And that small play pass will turn over Prince Johnson body. From one, we'll let about 2B9. Amen. You're not your favorite traditional song, Nima Kante. Then you sit down there, the man who is the prince for the country. You know what I mean? But Prince Johnson will turn over this in the cross to Koga. Then you sit down there, you tell respect to the man. You go tell respect Koga, what can John what Prince Johnson ballet? From the cool. You are a dangerous and hard young man. You go down, Koga, what can John what Prince Johnson ballet? Before you go down what ballet, say let Koga do it. Oh, there should be the resources to consecrate the dead. Now to compare political no Koga. He said no, you don't compare no with the man. Koga, no, you must go beyond that. If I say you must get a man traditional care in that place. Yes, you deserve to be vice president. Oh yeah, when the father enemy or senator and begin vice president, you're set to you can become stand-up girl as well. Other political party come in Koga. I've been informed that you're making your way to be one of the running mates. It's a good thing, comrade. Don't let them fool you. They may deceive Prince Johnson. They may deceive the people of Nima County. They may deceive those people, and today he's passing around the place. So he's useless. You must confront him. I mean, personally, will support you. Me, I will support you for that. To be the next general in that place. You understand traditionally, you bring parliament before that man. You bring parliament before that business board. But that's what he said. I gave 30 days to present over the committee to stabilize the economy in the country. Although now, 5 months, 30 days. Although now, he has not brought a single, the same ball, a full ball. He just came from, I can see him, he said, "What yellow machine?" He came by the country with no yellow machine in hand. And he said, "Koga, man, be blow." Koga, you understand the traditional politics in Nima Kande than that ball. You don't know that one. You don't know you're a true son, Nima Kande Koga. You don't know that you're the one, you're the man that don't work Prince Johnson ballet. When you're jumping there, you're there. You're in an air-conditioned room. You're in a comfort zone.
We got here, the West said, today you and I sitting in here, whether ready or not. And I agree with her. So you don't need to say it. Anywhere you want to see, you want to go out for you. I'm going to know, so she told and I follow. And someone with me at 12, up to 12 in someone called me at my house, already on the street. And I said to God, glory be to God, it would have been worse. It would have been sleeping there and the fire of the night. So, we can see, it would have been worse. But God spoke to the wife, and the word said to me, and sometimes we have you. So I didn't have you, and I showed. That's why we are not in trouble. I remember they chased me out of our house and put it on fire. How did it come down? Things went on, but how did it? It's the second time. What happened? We don't know. So, the only thing we can say, God be the glory.
Yeah, the total female they are about 6 female. They were arrested between September 4th to the 7th. We got Nush Otwish. She's 30 years old, and she was arrested with 63 grams of kush. And we have Masa Kamara. She's 22 years. She was arrested with 25 grams of marijuana. We have Wede Tia, 30 years. And we were arrested with 22 grams of marijuana also. We have Elizabeth Doe, 23 years. and she was arrested with 62 grams of kush. We have Priscilla Kofa, she's 19. She's the smallest among them. She was arrested with 63 grams of marijuana. And then we have Masa Dwari, 35 years, and she was arrested with 37 grams of kush. They are all in prison. So long we arrest them, we carry them to the court, they level the court to give the time of their judgment, where they record them for them to go through their case. Because the court have a lot of cases on their docket. But that's why we are pleading now, pleading with government that we should have a specialized court just for just cases in the Republic, that as soon as we carry the people, we get them speedy trial, and if they sentence them. Instead of waiting, they have pre-trial detention for 5 years, so now 2 years, 3 years before the case starts. That's what happened to Musa Bede's own kid. The time that they jail him for, you got to extract the time he spent in jail from the sentence date. So we don't want all those things to be going on. When the sentence, we just sentence you one and for all. Yeah, the recent case we made arrest of is this guy from Fiama, Mohamed Keita. He's a notorious drug dealer from Fiama area here. And he was arrested with 93 grams of kush. But the man been selling scrap. So all we've been thinking as scrap, he's selling rebel at just the man selling. And the whole thing there that make it PJ was only to go can go sell a scrap to him. Maybe the less fortunate youth can go sell scrap to him. So we've been firing it. And then our intelligence also shows that more than 5 persons we are sent to South Beach. All of them, they linked towards him, say they can sell him for him. Now we got him now, and he's currently in South Beach.
We keep them money. We stay here. We go here. The past block. They get there. She get 10 and they pass around. And she walk out there for them. And she shovel his. She get it off. She called my job. She go to the floor. She go on, get what she did. I wanted money. I want to go to school. The money business. Yesterday,
Okay, good morning, Liberia. Good morning, Monrovia. Good morning, Painesville. Good morning, Cox City, Maigibi County. Good morning, Banga, Bon County, Rwanda, Malofa County, where my brother, Sylvester Woe is from, where the president of Liberia is from. Good morning, Edmundburg, Romy County, Rabasport, Grand Cape Mount County. Good morning, Zueju, Grand Juda County, Greenville, Sano, Buchanan, Grand Bassa County. And of course, my own Nimba County. Pleasant good morning and welcome. Let's have a wonderful time together on this Monday's edition of the Today Show right here on Spoon 107.5. The show is also live on Super TV Live, Fabric TV Live, and we are our YouTube channel. It's been simulcast on Fabric 101.1. Good morning and welcome. Let's have a marvelous time together. My name is Yekezi Zwoben. As usual, I'm here alongside my colleague, Professor Woi. And on this Monday morning, we are happy to take our seat at the bench here, not just to talk, but to dissect, to debate, and discover the real stories behind the headlines. Oh yes, that's what we do. We go beyond sound bites and get the heart of the issues, the politics that affect policy, the economy that affects our pockets, the society that defines our identity, and the faith that shapes our moral compass. Of course, on this breakfast table, there are no off-limits topics. We talk about government accountability and good governance. We talk about corruption. We talk about elections, development, and leadership. Not just as spectators, but as citizens who care deeply about the future of Mama Liberia. We open up conversations about poverty and prosperity, education and employment, investment and innovation. We spotlight entrepreneurs building futures, and we challenge systems that hold people back. And yes, we keep it spiritual too, because in a country where faith is the heartbeat of the people, we ask about tough questions. What is the role of the church in national development and national politics? How do our religious leaders shape public opinion and public morality? And how can faith and action walk hand in hand for national transformation? So we are not here to play politics. We are here to unpack it. We are not here to spread fear or instigate fear. We are here to share facts. We are here not to divide, but we are here to dialogue. We are here to unite. Welcome to it, and let's have a wonderful time. Again, I'm Yekazi Zobel. I'm here alongside Sylvester Wowi. The show is live this morning, but we're having some technical problem with our cameras here. So I think Sylvester is going to be in the back. Sylvester, good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning, Yakazi, and good morning to Liberia. It's good to be back.
Okay, so you just want to adjust the microphone a little bit, then I can usher you in because you are coming in so low. But folks, welcome. This is the Today Show. This is the Today Show right here, the Spoon Breakfast Program, your most preferred breakfast program from Odious Congo Town in Monrovia, Liberia. So, Sylvester, welcome once more.
Yeah. Good morning, Yakazi. Good morning, Liberia.
Okay, it's good having you on. How was the weekend?
Grateful. Bit tough, but I mean, we give praises to the Almighty God who got up going through.
Oh, okay.
You know, from my voice, you can tell I'm not well here.
You are not well.
No, not well.
What's popping? What's popping? What's going on with you? Are you suffering from a hangover?
No, not hangover. Nothing like hangover.
What then? Did you go to church or to the mosque yesterday?
The rain stopped me.
But do you even go to church, Sylvester?
Yes, I do.
Do you?
I do.
What's
not a frequent church, but I don't want you to question me.
What's the name of your church?
I'm a member of the Winner chapter now, right here in Congo Town.
Really? Really, Sylvester?
Our colleague Princess is my business. But
Sylvester,
I don't think...
I barely see you go to church.
Oh, yeah.
But that's it.
That was then.
That was then. Yeah. So when did you start going to church?
I mean, this morning you started the show linking President Boaket and Sylvester Wogi, both from Lofa County. But again, you forgot to link Yekazi and Vice President Jeremiah Kum.
Oh yes, I mean we both from Lofa County. But we're talking about when you start going to church, you want to divert the whole conversation, Sylvester.
You are not from Lofa.
I'm not from Lofa, of course.
From Niba, and the Vice President, of course, he is from Niba. But this morning you did not mention Vice President Jeremiah Kum and Yekazi are both from Nimba, but you said Sylvester is from Lofa. And
so what's wrong? You're just trying to divert the whole conversation for your church business.
Yekazi, I told you that was then, but I mean now the first thing was Am I suffering from hangover? I told you no. I think
Okay.
there's nothing like hangover again in my life. Yeah, because hangover.
So you have rededicated your life to God.
It's like rededicating myself to Christ in the church.
Okay, that's good.
This is on the platform. I mean, yes, because it's always good.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's really a good one. Yeah, that you have been able to rededicate yourself, your life to God and everything. I think that's a good one. Yeah. But folks, it's like 10 minutes. my life has always been dedicated to God, always. Yeah, so it's like 10 minutes on the flip side of 8 o'clock. This is the Today Show. I'd like to say welcome to those of you watching us. Let's say good morning to Beatrice and Musa Old Road. Ben Cooper Jr. is watching. David T. Doga. David says, you really love your name, or from the way you can pronounce your name, says it. Oh, who wouldn't like their name? If I love, you use the right word, love. I love my name. Sylvester, don't you love your name?
I do.
Because I mean, if I didn't love the name I have, then ever since I've changed it since I became mature, I definitely would have changed it. But I mean, I love the name a lot. It is a Dalit name, is a Mano name, and I mean, let's try to prioritize our Dalits, our culture, the Dalits name, and we're not English people. I mean, even though Liberia, language in Liberia is English, but we got various Dalits and all of that. But regionally, we are not English people, So I think prioritizing the Dalit name is good. But thanks for joining us, Natasha Payne, Mustafa Lahorn, listening. Johnson Jr. says, thank you, brother. Good news. Okay, Lucini, thanks for joining. Lucini M. Kamara Senior is also watching. So we got two Lucini watching this morning. Lucini M. Kamara Senior and Lucini Dukle Johnson Jr. Thanks for joining us this morning. Shiku V. Kone is also following the show this morning. Shiku, thanks for following. Josh Kadaka is following this morning from Togate. Thanks for following this morning. Vandi Sama Jr. is following. Maxwell Yempan is following. Mamanja Jalot is following. James Yegon is following the show. Helena W. Nad is watching. James Yegon is watching the show. Mohammed Kaka is watching. And good morning to everybody watching the show this morning via Spoon TV Live, via Fabric TV Live, Super TV Live, and via our YouTube channel. I also like to say good morning to our beautiful and wonderful listeners there in Radio Land. Welcome to it, and let's have a wonderful time together. So this morning, first off, we'll be cutting across Liberia to speak with our various correspondents who will be telling us exactly what's happening in the various counties. In Nimba County, Sylvester, you are, from the sporting arena. In Nimba County, there's this report coming from there. A very, very, I don't know. It's comical, but it's also a bad news for the sporting arena. One of your referees in Liberia, a local referee in Nimba County, Saclay, who's also, steering the ongoing the district tournament in Nimba County, was caught in the web of theft. Yeah, he allegedly stole 50 gallons of fuel. And the funny thing about it, the man went to steal, he carried his phone along. And then after stealing, probably he placed the phone somewhere and to commit the act. Now, after stealing the fuel, he forgot about his phone there and he left. So unfortunately, the phone was seen and it was turned over to the police. and of course, he was caught up for interrogation, and he actually confessed, and he admitted, that the phone is his, and he admitted to stealing the few. A referee.
And this is sad.
So the man blew whistle on himself.
But the thing here, is it's bad for the Liberian referee about it, because that's the community he found himself in, and now this whole thing about stealing 50 gallons of fuel is now being attributed to the referee community. And very sad event. I hope I could just talk to the president of the Liberian Referee Association, Lamini Kamara, to tell exactly how they are going to address the situation, because it's like somebody from this institution go to commit an act unknown to the institution, and then he's apprehended.
Okay. So pertaining to that development, we have on the line Victor Cooper from Nimba County, who's our correspondent there in Upper Nimba. So let's quickly join Victor to bring us the details of that development, where is reported, that Nimba County referee has been arrested for fuel theft. Yeah. So
I don't know, Yekezi, why you decided to link the referee community to an act committed by a single person.
Isn't he a member of the referee association? Is he a Liberian referee?
Yes, you cannot divorce this guy from the.
Of course, and
that's flexing like the individual citizen. No, it's
but I mean, once you commit an act, once you commit such act, I mean, you always expect the journalist to dig your background, your connections and everything, and all of that make the news. So
just calling his name, I mean, wouldn't amplify.
Yeah, and it's also going to draw the attention of the referee association and even sports authority in the country. What might have prompted a local referee, to go and steal 50 gallons of fuel? Does it mean that the referee are not paid? They are not paid.
They do have their own challenges. I know the third division referee.
But let's not hold Victor on the line for too long. Victor is on the line to give us details about that development. Victor, good morning and welcome.
So good morning, Yekezi. Good morning to you, and good morning to my colleague Sylvester. Good morning to everyone following Spoon this morning.
Good morning, my dear brother.
It's good having you on this morning, Victor. How is Upper Nimba County?
So Upper Nimba is okay. We're doing better. Just I was listening to the argument in the studio. Usually one apple always is spoiling the name of the rest of the apple around the place. But Nimba is doing better this morning.
Okay, so tell us about this development, about a referee blowing whistle on himself.
So Julius Sua is a Liberian referee here, based in Nimba County, Nimba-based referee. He is partaking in the ongoing Nimba Peace Tournament, District Peace Tournament in Saclay-Pierre. I think he's been repping some more again. But then September 27 on Saturday, in the night hour, about 10 to 11 p.m., communication says Julius mistakenly forgot his phone to where he went to do the act in the Nempa community in Saclay-Pierre City, Nimba County. So the truck driver, Juan James Goffin, who discovered the phone and took the phone to the police station, where the CID department was able to locate Julius Sua, that indeed he is a perpetrator who alleges to over 50 gallons of fuel from the 6-tire truck in the Nempa community, Saclay-Pierre. But as it stands now, we've told that Julius were able to sell the fuel to one of the fuel sellers in Saclay-Pierre, where the two of them are currently in the police custody. It is today they will be taken to the Saclay-Pierre Magistrate Court for proper investigations.
Okay, so I mean, where was this truck parked? You know, that Julius Sua, a local referee in Nimba County, had to go and steal, you know, 50 gallons of fuel from. Where was it parked? Was it parked in a fence? Was it parked on the street? Was it parked in a lonesome area that, you know, gave Julius the courage, the bravery, you know, to go there and steal 50 gallons of fuel? I mean, we're talking about several gallons of fuel here.
The truck was parked along the community roadside. You know, usually those drivers, some of them can go visit their people in the community, but we yet to speak with the driver. Since then, both of them have been speechless. We're told they were going to hire a lawyer because the truck seems to be a company truck, something like that. We're told they're going to hire a lawyer where everyone will be speaking through the lawyer. But as they stand, the truck was parking along the community street side where Julius...
Nimba. Do I know what Nimba is located? Is it... Is it Saclay-Pierre? I know, but the specific part of Saclay-Pierre, is it up the hill where you have Radio Yulama?
If you will know where on Musa Belete live, or if you know what a true event radio station is.
I do know. Okay, I think that's exactly what I'm talking about. Around Radio Yulama, there where Radio Yulama is also located.
Good. That seems very directions. Along the other street on the left hand side where the truck usually.
But that place is a populated area. I mean, what time of the day or night they didn't carry out such action?
We've told 10 to 11 p.m. in the night.
Oh, 10 to 11. Or usually that place can be looser. Yeah.
10 to 11 p.m. in the night. So he alone, when the commuter is at allegedly where he mistakenly forgot his phone. So
hey, man.
From that perspective, that they discovered that he was the one who did it.
You know, that's the comical part about it. So if he had not left his phone there, if he had not forgotten your phone, he probably wouldn't have been caught. He probably wouldn't have been traced.
Sure. Very sure. Very, very sure.
So what are local residents saying about this?
You can see the process is highly disgraceful. The process brings shame to his family members. It brings shame to the Association of the Referee in Nimba County. But we yet to get comments from the Nimba County Referee Association, even the chairman of the district league tournament here in the county. They are yet to speak to the media in response to the allegation or the situation that Julia is ongoing now. But it's a total shame to the association and that of the family as well.
Oh wow! So is it true that he did admit to the police that, you know, he actually did the act?
Yes, he admitted to the CSD commander in Saclay-Pierre. There is no way to make him doubt that argument. There is no way you can dodge it. We've told him he admitted. Today they will be taken to court. So it was from there that in order to show the guy who installed a few auto in Saclay-Pierre.
And they didn't give any explanation, any justification for his action?
Yeah, and I'm openly been able to explain here to the media because that very day the team of media that arrived on the scene in Saclay-Pierre were very shameful. So he was placed behind bar, including a buyer. But it is today where if I'm having to go Saclay-Pierre, just I will be here for the opening of the field. But if I'm having to go there, then we'll all know whether we can get to the court to get fuel from him because the station was highly overcrowded after he was arrested. Okay,
and you also said that the individual who bought the fuel as well has been arrested and placed in police custody.
Sure. He has been arrested, and you guys one of
what is his charge? What is his charge?
No, we just don't know his charge. You know, usually the buyer is one person who always facilitate the crime. So usually, when you are the buyer to the similar thing of such, you facilitate the crime. So police will always have charge for you, but he's currently behind the custody.
Has he been able to speak out as well as to whether maybe, he facilitated this process knowingly, or, I mean, he just saw a less or cheap fuel and he went to buy it as a business person?
So upon his arrest at the Manteba guest house in Saclay-Pierre, they directly took him to the police station where he called the name of, he located the place where he sold the fuel, and police went there for the guy and brought him directly, taking to the office of the CSD. So for the media to have a face-to-face interview with those people is a difficult one. You don't want it when the process enters the hands of the police. Media find it very difficult now to get their side of the story. But the fact is, the guy who brought a few arrested, and Julius is also in the police custody. This morning, 10 o'clock, will be taken to the court.
Okay, hope you can bring us details about that development. So, Sylvester, do you have any question about on this development?
Not really. I mean, like he regularly said, I think it's a shame for the Reverend community as well as his own family members. On the opening of the stadium there in Ganta, Nimba County, I think it's something interesting. I just hope that he will fill in with all the details on tomorrow morning.
Okay, and you said the referee association hasn't taken any action or spoken about this matter, spoken about his alleged action, maybe suspension from the referee community there in Nimba. I mean, they've not said anything at all.
No, they are yet to speak to that situation. They are yet to speak to it. But today, Les Sylvester said we are all going on a sports stadium today. We're going to speak with them directly from there to get their own opinion on the situation.
Okay, let's stick to this issue just a little bit more because this story was posted on Spoon TV Live, and it is getting a lot of comments. And from some of the comments, I see a lot of the commenters accusing this man of being in the continuous habit of stealing people's material, and the everyday saying that says 99 days for rule, 1 day for master just happened in this case.
So you guys, it will not smell when it is rotting. It will never smell until it is rotting. So it is today we are getting to know the character of this Julius man now in the corridor all around the place. You have been referring in the county here. No one has been able to come out with allegation level against him. So like I referee said, it will never smell until it is rotting.
Okay.
I want to agree with you again on that, because I mean he had been involved in these acts according to those commenting on the story you posted. But nobody has come out to take Victor to the police or maybe to court.
No, I mean he's never been booked. He's never been caught in the process. So I mean those are just allegations.
Yeah, because there was a member of the Nimba County football team who was shot on site when he wanted to do carry on a robbery, according to. But then 2 minutes stories came all how he went to visit a girlfriend, and the boyfriend to the girlfriend fired him. But it was at the police investigation that everything of you except that yes, he was involved in armed robbery, what have you. So
okay,
these things happen.
All right, Victor, any other development before you leave us?
Yeah, so you guys see again, the issue of flood around the place has started taking over the city. Last year, almost every year we report a story of flood in Ganta, Nimba County. This time around, it's again the same Ganlu community where over 75 residents in the Ganlu community are now homeless. They're based on the rain on Saturday to Sunday night. The entire place is now flooded in the entire Ganlu community. Not just the Ganlu community, but somewhere along the highway from Campley to go district number 4. There is a bridge over there that the project was recently embarked on by the district number 4 representative. That entire road now is then blocked. No car going, motorbike not going, everyone not traveling on our road now. So for the issue of flood now is now hitting Ganta, more especially the Ganlu community. Several houses got damaged yesterday. People were not able to go to church. People were not able to go to school today. Today I'm going there to send you a video because I arrived last evening. So I'm going to give you a video from there so that we can do an article on that.
Okay, please do that. But has there any rescue effort done by local authority?
Usually, the only rescue effort that can be made here is the issue of donation of foodstuff, giving people food. So we think people will be discussing about damage on their house, how EP will come to locate people. We will leave those aspects, and people will be bringing forth back arrest. So I always determine how does back arrest solve the situation for the people who their house are breaking down or who they are homeless. I always think about that. But for now, people are only compensating those residents with a deco right here. Some of them will get few stuff, but we still look up to other government officials, including Faith and Chopes, to come on those people aid.
Thank you very much, Victor Cooper, for giving us those developments from Nimba County.
It's our pleasure.
Okay, Victor Cooper is our Upper Nimba County correspondent there. Filling us in with development from Nimba County. Very interesting development where it's reported that, a referee named Julius Sua from Nimba County blew whistle on himself by stealing 50 gallons of fuel. And unfortunately for him, he went to steal and he forgot about his phone. And so the police, his phone was seen on the scene of the incident, and it was taken by, the owner of the truck to the police station. The police were able to trace him, and he allegedly, has confessed to the act and is currently in police custody. We are told today it will be taken to the magisterial court there in Nimba County for investigation. So the individual who also bought the fuel from him, according to our correspondent, has also been arrested and is in police custody as well. He has now spoken out as to whether he facilitated the act or whether he worked in collaboration with the referee to go and steal the fuel to sell it to him or to give his portion of the fuel, or as to whether he just saw a cheap fuel and as a businessman, he took advantage of the process, to make more profit. And so he bought the fuel, the stolen fuel from this referee. But he's in police custody, and investigation has been launched into this matter. 33 minutes on the flip side of 8 o'clock. Another interesting story that's coming from Grand Bassa County, where an 18-year-old woman identified as Ruth Namely has been arrested by the Liberian National Police for allegedly stealing over $2 million Liberian dollars in Buchanan. And she allegedly stole the money from her mother, who had been saving for a group of local fish sellers. So during an investigation, Ruth reportedly admitted to taking the money and said she used it to buy a bed worth. She used it to support men. Basically, that's what the report says. That she used it to support men. Stole $2 million Liberian dollars to support men. That man must be a very lucky man, or maybe one of the handsomest man in the world. Yeah, but let's see if we can speak to our Grand Bassa County correspondent King Brown to bring us up to speed with the details of this development this morning from Grand Bassa. This is the Today Show, the Spoon Breakfast program. We are coming to you live and direct from ODS Congo Town in Monrovia, Liberia. I'm Yekezi Zobel. Sylvester Wowie is here, and I hope King Brown can answer his phone calls. This development is very interesting. It's as interesting as the one from Nimba County. King Brown, good morning and welcome.
Well, good morning, Yekezi. Let's just say good morning to our listeners. It's good to be on the show this morning from Grand Bassa. Thank you so much.
Okay, it's good to have you on, King Brown. How is Grand Bassa County?
Well, the county is cool this morning. Just that we are experiencing a little bit of rain here in the county. But the county is cool this morning. Since we woke up, we have not heard any disturbing news across the county.
No disturbing news. But I think it's disturbing for an 18-year-old woman to allegedly steal $2 million Liberian dollars, reportedly, from her mother just to support men. You want to bring us up to speed with that?
Yeah. So, like you put it, you just got it correctly. 18 years old girl here, over the weekend, we witnessed a disappointing situation where we got up from the police that they have arrested her, and she now with the CSD division of the police ongoing investigation. From what we gather, the money is not for her mother. Her mother is the head of a saving club where you had fishmongers are saving their money with her. So they should have opened that saving club on this September to share the money, but then they decided to put it to October because they said there were some other people who were there were not meeting up with the payment. So they wanted them to complete their payment the October, which is next month. Then they just open the club and they can share their money and do what they want to do with it. Unfortunately for the mother, she said when she went to go to check whether, to find out, to check on the money and things, she went there and she could not see the money. But then when she called her daughter, the daughter came. The daughter did not deny, and she admitted that she took the money from there. In fact, she had been taking the money from there small. And then the mother went and contacted the police. Police came and arrested her. They took her to the fairground police headquarters, where she told police investigators that she took the money from. In fact, she even provided videos of some of the ways she used the money. She celebrated her boyfriend's birthday. It was very, very, elaborate birthday celebration with help of her boyfriend. She didn't stop there. She said she bought 2 iPhone 14. And one for her boyfriend, one for her. She bought a bed set for $1,110 US.
Wow.
For her boyfriend, and then she bought other material things as well. So as we speak, yesterday the fishmongers who all have been saving their money with her murder, they all were at the police headquarters on the fairground. They were there to listen to the preliminary hearing of the matter. And as we speak, we also contacted the police, but the police said they cannot give us any report right now because they are still doing the investigation. But what they confirmed to us was this 18-year-old girl who did this, the whole thing. She's in their custody, and she's undergoing investigation. So we look forward to see even how the mother too is going to handle that with those other fishmongers who all were sleeping money, because we saw people were there crying. There were other people who said they have been saving money there for 4 years, and they were all the saving they were doing. Specifically, were meant to transform their lives. They were meant to get their money. Some people have been saving there for 3 years, some 5 years. So we saw them really, really bitterly crying at the police headquarters yesterday, and all of that. But we look forward to see how it's going to go and how it's going to, and whether there will be some actions that will lead to maybe getting some of the money back, or if not, to see how they're going to handle the matter.
Okay, so we're talking about huge amount of money here, about 2 million Liberian dollars. That's a huge amount of money. I mean, where did the mother of this suspect, this 18-year-old suspect, keep the money? Where did she keep the money? I mean, what was it safe enough?
Yeah. So the mother, according to her, she was saving the money in her house. She have a box there. She said, well guaranteed.
Like a cash box, right?
Like a cash box, but then they have locked everything on it. It's just right there in her room is where she been sleeping money. But according to her daughter, sometimes too, when people used to bring the money to her, she trusted her daughter so much so that she would really trust her daughter with the key to go and put the money in the box, lock it, and bring the key to her. So she said that's how she's been doing it with her. So she also said to get her access to the boss, because many a time when people bring money, if she's not around, sometimes she will tell them to give it to my daughter, and she will show her daughter where she put the keys for the daughter to go and put the money in the box and lock it and put the key back to where it is. So that's how they've been doing it. But anyway, this girl too, she saw that as another opportunity. So she started using the medium, taking the key from where the mother used to put the key now, to start taking the money from the boss, using it on her own instead of saving the money there, locking and putting the key to where her mother always up to her to put the key. So that's how the whole thing turned around. So the little girl had access to the box. It was not something that she didn't know about. But the mother trusted her so much, and the mother being entrusted her with people money to go and put in the box, lock it, and put a key to where they always put in the keys.
Wow. So where is this very lucky boyfriend? Where is he, and has he been invited over, to I mean, not the police, maybe by family members, to try to persuade him to see if maybe they can sell some of the materials like the iPhones, the beds, and so some of the valuables that this girl used her mother's money to buy for him, to see how they can sell it and try to, make a refund of the money.
Yeah, so from what we gather, the CSD said they are still trying to get in contact with the boss, because they said that when they went to the boss residence, he wasn't there, and and they left message there, but up to now the boy has not returned, or he has not turned himself over to the police for investigation. So they said they are doing all they can in their power, according to the CSD commander, to ensure that they can have the ball under investigation as well on this. Even apart from the ball, just buying luxury things for the ball, the girl also told the police that she also sent some of the money to the boss family, because the ball got 2 of her brothers in Rwanda studying. She also sent money to pay their fees and all of that to them in Rwanda. So so there are a whole lot of things around this investigation.
And what are the members of the club saying? Are they believing the story? Because story of such many at times Liberians who don't tend to believe such story.
Well, many of the fishmongers, when we got there, we saw them. Some of them were on the floor crying on the grounds that they have lost all they have worked for over the years that they could use to at least start up something for themselves. So we saw them. Most of them were in tears crying, and they were asking the police to ensure that the police can do all they can, so that some of them can be able to get their money back. Some said if they cannot get the money back, then it means that they are going to do something to themselves, because they are working over the years, 4 years, 5 years to save all of this money, and just for somebody to just take away your daytime, they say it's too heavy for them. But they have actually believe the story. Many of the fishmongers believe the story, and but except the police too, who get out of the intelligence, who know how to do that investigation. If we can do it to see whether it is true or not, we wait to hear from them. But with the video evidence, we saw the video evidence. What we saw, the girl wasting money on the floor in her room, checking the money and playing money music and all in the background. All of the videos are in possession of the police.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, too sad that an 18-year-old will put her mother in such a serious problem. But King, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure having you on here this morning.
Thank you so much, Yagazi. It was a pleasure having me. I look forward to joining you tomorrow with another development. And we're still following this whole investigation.
Yeah,
sure. We'll update the public how it's going to end.
Thank you very much, King.
Thank you.
Yeah, so King Brown is our Grand Bassa County correspondent there, reporting that an 18-year-old woman identified as Ruth Nemini has been arrested by the Liberian National Police for allegedly stealing over $2 million Liberian dollars in Buchanan. So she allegedly stole the money from her mother, who had been saving for a group of fish sellers. Okay, so during the investigation, Ruth, the 18-year-old woman, reportedly admitted to taking the money and said she used the money to support men. She allegedly bought 1,100 beds for herself, for her boyfriend, 2 iPhones for herself and her boyfriend, and she also sent some of the money to her boyfriend, family members studying in Rwanda, and out of that, and the boyfriend in question is said to be on the run. Nobody knows his whereabouts. Are you kidding me? Mothers out there, do you want such a kid? You are the father. If your son or your daughter should do such a thing to you, what would you do?
Nothing is going to change the fact that she remains my daughter.
Okay.
That's one thing. But it just tells how poverty, hardship in this country is. You're talking about 2 million Liberian. Okay, a little over $2 million Liberian dollars will be in the range of $3,000 US. So how this girl spend the money is frustrating. She stole the money from her mother, not for any good intent, but to lavish the money. Lavish birthday party for her boyfriend. A pair set worth $1,000 and change. And also, just tell you, this is money that other people spend almost on a daily basis, but for good intent. But she never did hers for anything that she could benefit her, but rather to make somebody happy. And somebody say they get happiness or benefit. So yes, this guy this lucky guy sitting somewhere, and I think the police needs to get some words from this guy if he in a way manipulated the 18-year-old girl, because
let's stop saying 18-year-old woman, not a girl.
18-year-old woman,
yeah,
a girl in Lebanon.
I mean, she reads the legal age. She's a woman.
She's legal age, but how this legal age thing is, we look at it thinking mentality at
I mean, once you reach 18, I mean, even there are some adults who think poorly. There are some 50-year-olds, there are some 60-year-olds, even 49-year-olds who think poorly. There are some even 16-year-olds who think better than the 30-year-olds.
So this guy need to be questioned. You have manipulated this girl in putting her mother into the mess she found herself today, because $3,000 is not a small money in our economic. This girl took the money not to do business, not to advance herself, but spend it on a boyfriend who is now holding iPhone 14, who is living in luxury right now, because to sleep on $1,000 bed, you live in luxury.
Yeah. So I mean,
I think the police need to find this guy and question him.
Yeah. So I think finding that lucky guy and questioning him is the only thing they need to do. But the only person who can implicate that guy that may lead him to jail could be the girl herself. If she admits that she
doesn't know the guy where born no longer, because this guy is definitely
I'm just saying, assuming that this girl implicates this guy, then of course there's a reason to find him, to question him. But if this girl is still defending this guy, if this girl is saying he doesn't have any hand in influencing me, in cajoling me, in persuading or convincing me to steal from my mother.
So how this guy know this girl or any order when the girl was getting out of the money?
He doesn't care.
Now he will care. Because if Yekezi is
he doesn't care.
Yekezi is a lucky man to have a lucky girlfriend.
Okay.
Who will walk to Yekezi, put $1,000 in your pocket.
Okay.
And Yekezi does not have a second thought to say, look, where is this guy getting the money from? The day will come, Yekezi will have to live the reality of the money he was getting from this girl. Because the first thing is this guy. If a kid is spending money on me like that, I will question. 18-year-old.
If a kid, 18-year-old is a woman, the legal age, the age of consent in Liberia is 18.
Yes, we do agree.
Of course. So if a 17-year-old, if a 16-year-old, or if a minor is, expending money on me like that, of course, I will have several questions to ask. But a woman, an 18-year-old woman spending such a money on me, and I know that I want money, I need money, then you say I'll question.
No second thought to think where she's getting the money from. Yekezi.
It's true that I will have a second thought, but again, this is Liberia, where vast majority of the people are living in hardship. Everybody wants it for themselves, and so if you see money coming from somewhere, you're on a silver platter. Your only thinking will be to get the money, not to go and questioning where the money is coming from, or you get the money. That's it.
Which is a bad thing, of course.
Yeah, so an unfortunate, very, very unfortunate incident there. She's broken her mother down, and broken the hopes, the anticipations of a lot of fishmongers there. I think, according to the report, they have 41 members of that saving club or saving organization. Yeah, so I mean, she just broke the hopes of everybody, thereby putting her mother in problem.
Yes.
And also the mother thing too. I think she was somewhat careless, because in this kind of modern time, very very modern time, to just keep money in cash box inside of your house, where you know that criminals can bomb into your house anytime, your house can be burglarized anytime, and that is possible that the money will be taken away. You just go and save that huge sum of money inside your house. There are banks all over the place here. Right now, you got New Star Mobile Money, you got Orange Mobile Money, you got several places for saving that is safer than your room or than your house. But you left all of those options and took a group of people money and place it inside of your house without any second thought, without any third thought, but it's there. You never thought of the possibility that money could be stolen. You never thought of the possibility that even your daughter inside the house,
it's a sad thing.
Yeah.
I think a lesson learned. This issue with Susu have been a very big help to our setting.
What help?
Issue of Susu.
What help has it been?
Susu,
when it doesn't give interest.
Yes, but it helped uplift 2 million Liberians.
Okay.
I mean, Yakazi live in the community, and there's the Susu. Yakazi is part of the Susu. Yakazi is fortunate to be among the first group of people to I would call it take a Susu. Yakazi go and invest. The benefit he get from his investment is what he used to pay back, and he become a businessman in no time. So these are some of the help Susu give people in this country. But again, it had turned out to be something that is now robbing people of their hard earning, because more often at the end of the year you hear say Susu Pa or Susu Ma are escape all the money. So I know my own wife has been a victim of this. She was a member of Susu, and then just a month to sharing the money, we learned that they made her escape to Grand Gide. And today the man stay in Grand Gide. The man can't come back from Grand Gide. So they even said, look, we need to send someone to Grand Gide. But what part of Grand Gide are you going to find this guy? So, and you can't have your child in your house because that you are not trust. No parents will be happy to have a child or son or daughter that you don't trust. So you always want to train the child in a way that child can represent you. So every time the mother, I don't think the mother will do anything wrong to say give some money to my daughter, because all this mother fair, she will bring a daughter just like herself.
Yeah.
So I mean,
so that is it. It's just an unfortunate situation there, but like you say, it's a lesson learned. If you are part of a Susu, or if you are the treasurer for your Susu, it's better you take the money to the bank to preserve it better than saving it inside of the house. Because anytime, for example, in Liberia, there are several reports of fire outbreaks. What if there's an emergency fire outbreak? I mean, how will you get out with that money? Just in case is impossible for you to get out, or just in case you got to know about the fire outbreak very late, and all of that. I mean, you will definitely be the loser, and we got criminals all over the place, inside of the community. Once they know that you are Susu man, all eyes will be on you. All the criminals will be thinking. I mean, criminals think faster than you. They will be thinking, once you consider Susu man, they will be thinking, can this woman take her money to the bank, or she can save it to her house? So the criminals will do their own investigation to know where you keep the money. If you keep it inside your house, then of course they're going to take advantage of the situation. And
the best way for the Susu mother and father now is you take this money to the bank and link your account to your mobile money.
Yeah.
Where you can just withdraw the money you need to your mobile money, through your mobile money, and then.
But again, the small interest the small interest one with Joe now is probably why.
People want to keep the money because
the small fees was
nobody
for
want to pay
withdrawal.
that fees, especially when you have to withdraw from the bank to your mobile SIM. From the SIM, you go to do the withdrawal.
That is safer than putting such huge amount of money at risk to criminals. But folks, that's it. Let's open the lines to hear Liberian views about these two very interesting stories from across Liberia, Buchanan, and Nimba County. In Nimba County, like we reported earlier on, a referee was caught in the act, stealing 50 gallons of fuel from a commercial truck. The truck was parked in a community in Saclapia, Nimba County called Nimpa, and at between 10 and 11 o'clock, he went to steal fuel. But unfortunately for him, he forgot about his phone there, and the phone had a lot of information about him, his pictures and contacts and everything. So the owner of the truck took the phone to the police station, and he was able to be traced, and he was arrested. The individual who also bought the fuel from him was arrested as well, and both of them are in police custody, undergoing investigation. And you just heard the story from Grand Bassa County. What's the view? Let's hear you out. 077 0777 1075 0777 1075 555 101075. Those are the numbers to put it through. You want to chime in on these very interesting developments here this morning before moving over to other trending national issues here on the show. Again, 0777 1075 0777 1075 0555 101075. Our alternative orange line is 077041 7724 077041 7724. Call and have your say. Let's see if we can speak to this person this morning on the show. Hello, your name and where you join us from. Hello. Okay. Let's see if we can talk to somebody from this line. I don't know what's going on. Hello, your name and where you join us from. Hello. Hello. Okay, I don't know what's going on, so we have to do some adjustment very quickly to be back with you, the Today Show. Let's take this a very quick break to be back.
I was somewhere on the Bapa today. Suppose when they put John Ware, they put Joseph Bagay, we will vote for. I told them, I said, don't put John, put door there, I will vote for the door. Then you tell me John Ware, I will vote for John Ware. I will vote for him. You put John Ware, put Joseph, I will vote for John Ware. You think I want something for former president? We are go ask it. They will swear the gap for me too much. Go ask it. You put John Ware, you put Joseph Wakaya 1 hour. I will vote for John Ware. I have no regret for it. Everything we say, the government has done it 10 times. I'm going to waste my time being foolish, man. I'm going to waste my time being foolish, man. You put. I told them will not ask me that question again. I told them if I will be bare for the job, we are so you get no vote for job. If I'm not running to now. You think we have that bullshit? You talk about when you put job, you should be calling Joseph Father Nina when it comes to presidency. They may not have respected all the law and abuse all the law of this country.
The media will take it the same way that the people of this country have said for the nation autonomy. Very said that you have for five folk. Take that now and full responsibility, right? But people that coming around to feel that you yourself, you can't allow that panel that is off. We're not standing why it's in the panel. We are sponsoring ourselves, hosting people to the hotel, and somebody just come as a dealer and say, for this sponsor, if you want us to agree. So if we accept those things, we take the media the same way, right? And take that banner now that is of Liberia we have received 11 said Jesse, and history to qualify football. Why? When I initial contribution, what can after a fight? Because nobody was foul. The league, the Richard said, the tournament will be ending today. People will be leaving going home. Then Johnson playing the last game, they lost the first 2 games. So what happened today? And they put them in the car right here and go back. Nobody coming to development with or even find an officer to ask what they follow consultation. So I went, if we accept anything, we take the Abaddon down and take it as the same media, thank God that media practitioners are around. Put it on the Facebook the same way they are punishing.
Give me a bishop from a Koga. Let me a bishop from a Koga. Koga, you can be vice president. Yes. Koga, you listen to me. You can be vice president. Koga can pick you and make vice president. Put you on your ticket as well. And you know the party. We support Koga to be the party new vice president because who has failed Nimba Kante? They can't fail. No job for the young people.
Okay, the pleasant welcome back. This is the Today Show here on Spoon 107.5. It's already 3 minutes on the flip side of the 9 o'clock. So we'll go straight into some of the talking points that we'll have here for you. But firstly, please take a listen to this excerpt from Avin Wise, the Secretary of the Youth League of the Congress for Democratic Change.
Let me appreciate from a Koga. Koga, you can be vice president.
Yes.
From a Koga, if you listen to me, you can be vice president. Koga can pick you and make vice president, put you on your ticket as well, and the party. We support Koga to be the party new vice president because who has failed Nimba Kante? They can't fail. No job for the young people. The people voting you, and you over there, you're passing around here, your beer and stuff, and Henneken around the place, you're making fun of the people. So from a Koga, it's not easy to turn over Brent Johnson morphology. Not small things. Not small play pass. Koga, how many times call you? Koga. And not small play pass to turn over Brent Johnson body. From one political juvenile. Amen. You're not your silver traditional son, Nimba Kante. Then you sit down there, the man who is the prince for the country. No, me, but Prince Johnson will turn over the senatorial seat to Koga. Then you sit down there, you give respect to the man. You go disrespect Koga, what can John Ward Prince Johnson ballet? Come here, cool. You are a dangerous and have that young man. You go John, Koga, what can John Ward Prince Johnson ballet? They call you go John Ward ballet, say that Koga do it. Oh, then time to distribute the resources to conjugate the verb. Time to compare political, no Koga. He said, no, you don't compare no with the man. Koga, no, you must go beyond that. If I say you must get a man traditional care in a place. Yes, you deserve to be vice president. Oh, yeah, for the father, hey, no, senator, and begin vice president. Yourself too, you can become stand-up girl as well. All political party coming, Koga, I've been informed that you're making your way to be one of the running mates. It's a good thing, comrade. Don't let Kung fool you. They may deceive Prince Johnson. They may deceive the people of Nimba Kante.
Okay, the divorce of Avin Wise. Yeah, let me get where that is coming from. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, I need to get it off because I have an excerpt to play. All right, but Sylvester, what do you make of what Avin Wise said? I'm going to give my perspective, but what's your own perspective?
I mean, I see this as one of the biggest joke. I mean, he's not even setting what he really wants to say. And the first thing is, what message you want to pass across? What message is Avin Wise sending across to the people? What really he wants the people to get the statement he made? That's a question we need to establish. Koga can be vice president to.
I mean, the message is clear. I don't think there's.
No, I mean, it's not clear. Koga,
what makes the message not clear? The man supposed Koga becoming, a running mate. You know, just like Jeremiah Kun, the current vice president, was a running mate.
Initially, he's telling you, Coca can become the next running mate. Waka can pick Coca to become a running mate. And the next thing he come, but he say, look, I learned that Coca is going to be. You got all the political parties who want to pick Coca to become a running mate. I mean, trying to feel it's like Yekezi and Sylvester Worker Spoon. Sylvester got an issue with Yekezi, and how can he get even with Yekezi is, but going to the next closer person he see Yekezi linking with to confuse that person about Yekezi, and that's exactly what he's trying to do. Coca can become vice president, or Joseph Walker, he too can become vice president. In fact, Coca is originally from Nimba County, and Kun is now from Nimba County. So that's the kind of thing he's spraying out. I don't see any message from there. Nothing I see. It's just the time Coca say, look, I mean, you need to go local hire Kun. You don't need Kun, not need to be the godfather of Nimba. It is you, Prince Johnson, chose because you are the one representing Prince Johnson, or who replaced Prince Johnson as the senator of Nimba County. It was Prince Johnson who made Kun vice president of Waka. You too, you know, Prince Johnson has selected you. You are now replacing Prince Johnson in Nimba County. So you can't allow Kun to supersede anything that has to do with this country or Nimba County in particular. So that's the message he's sending. So he's trying to feel something between two persons that got nothing to benefit Liberia as a country.
And the good thing is,
how you call, we said, because apparently he got something on his sleeve that he want to achieve, and the only way he can achieve that is putting Kun and Coca at local head.
Yeah, so I mean, it's very clear that, so basically he's just trying to feel a conflict between the current vice president and that of Samuel Koga, the senator of Nimba County. He's just trying to amplify the already existing, tension or conflict between the two leaders from Nimba, because mind you, I know the role that Nimba County played in the previous election that booted the CDC out of power. So he thinks two leaders coming from Nimba County contesting in the same election is going to split the vote of Nimba County, and that is going to favor the CDC. And so that's why he's trying to fuel this conflict. But the good thing is, these are two mature people. Adi Wise is speaking to Koga, like he's speaking to a kid, who doesn't know what is good for himself or who can be convinced just by anything. Okay, so let me tell you this. So he reminds me of an incident that happened to me. So 2003, during the Gantor War in 2003, my parents and myself, we escaped. We went to Cyclope, and then later went to Beidui. That's the home of my mother. Okay. At the time I was 9 years old. So
vividly remember what happened.
I can vividly remember what happened. I mean, I can even still remember things that happened when I was 6, when I was 5. So why 9? So I mean, we went in this town. When we went in the town, I had a cousin. His name is Josephus. He's in South Korea right now. So Josephus tried to fuel a conflict between this guy in the town, because but Josephus had been in the town before me, so he's familiar with the town. He has friends, and he knows people within the town. So when I went in the town, so when my father died, there was a banger they put on our hands. All of myself and my siblings, we had this banger on our hands. So when I went in the town, Josephus tried to use this banger that was put around our hands to fuel a conflict between another very, very thick picking. We might be of the same. We might have been at maybe the same crowd or the same peer age range. yes, but he was noted to be very strong,
a
very strong picking. And I had just come from Ganta and going to town. So this banker that was placed on my hands, Josephus tried interpreting it differently. I didn't even know the interpretation of that. For what reason it was placed around our hands. But Josephus had his own interpretation, just a few conflict between this picking and myself. So what did he tell the picking? He told the picking that the banker that they put around my hand is meant to make me strong. You know, because so because when my father died, they put the banker around my hand so that I can be very, very, very strong, and that nobody of my crowd, of my age, can fight me in the town. So he put me against the piggy. And myself, I'm standing there. I don't want to deny the fact. I want to take that glory that I'm strong, you know, for people to be afraid of me. Instead of me telling the picking and the other people who were there, oh la la, this banker that nothing and blah 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 blah. I want to disgrace myself too. So what happened? They said, let's go on the field. So we went on the field, and I began myself fought, and the picking beat me unmercifully. He beat me unmercifully. So I mean, this entire thing that Abby Wizard is, it just reminds me. It's just like you're talking to a kid, you know, somebody immature, somebody who doesn't know what is good for him, somebody who doesn't know what is right for him, or somebody who can be carried away just by your rhetoric or just anything. You know, the Coca is a senator. He knows what's good for himself. So it is not your rhetoric that will lead Koga to say, oh, I want to contest as running mate and blah, 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 blah. So you can say that to maybe your 9-year-old kid, like I was at the time. Maybe if you had told me that at the time, I would have believed it. It would have instigated me to action. But not a mature man like Samuel Koga.
But you see, you can see, having we say others have benefited from this in time past, and they use these very cheap chicken narratives to get at people, put people at lockerheads, and in the end, they are the one who benefits. So if you want to split the vote on Nimba County,
that's not the way to go.
I mean, there's other way to go about. If you can't campaign directly to the people of Nimba County to win their votes, I mean, you could do it another way around, that to look at two grown men.
Yeah, and say you want put them together. You want
son from Nimba.
You want cause a rift between them.
He's from Nimba. He's originally not from Nimba. You, Coca, are the one from Nimba. Besides, Prince Johnson chose you when you were alive to replace him. Prince Johnson was known as the godfather of Nimba, so you replace Prince Johnson. Not Jeremiah Kun, who is not even from Nimba County, and you sit there, you allow Kun, because he's vice president, to run the show in Nimba. You too can become vice president. Why can't we pick you tomorrow? Why, if you win the minds of Nimbadians and today you are the godfather of Nimba County, Wakasa will pick you as the next vice president and dash Kun. So then Kun will Coca will not take advantage of that and begin to see how he can win the county over for himself. And Jeremiah Kun, who is now the vice president, will be a nobody in Nimba, which is very, very difficult. Very, very difficult. It's not impossible, but it's difficult because it may cause chaos if it is to happen, and how it is going to happen. So I think we need to find a way around to do our politics that the people will.
Well, I mean that's just a very cheap and feeble politicking, because it's going to have no impact. It's not going to have a bit of impact. It's going to cause harm, because it's not going to affect anybody. I don't even think it's even going to cause harm.
No, mind you, thankfully, the way our election was conducted in 2005, we had some bit of changes in 2011. 2017, we saw improvement. 2023, it was more better, and 2029 is even going to be different. So before, our decision making was very poor. The way we thought, the way we reflected on issues were very poor, but thankfully we are getting there.
I mean, this entire thing. I mean, Alvin Wisser is now calling on citizens to vote against Joseph Boakai or to vote against Jeremiah Cohen. So he's speaking directly to an individual, and this is an individual who's politically inclined. This is an individual who the people of Nimba, I think he knows better. I think he knows what good to, for him, and I think he cannot just be moved just by a mere statement or a mere instigation from one CDC Secretary General saying that you can become vice president. You too. I mean, they get our followers, but our followers have nothing to do with this. I mean, Alvin Wisser is speaking directly to Koga. You can become vice president. He's not speaking to Liberians. He's speaking directly to Koga. You can become. So he's doing this and trying to instigate Koga to action or to fuel the conflict between Koga and that of the present vice president of the Republic of Liberia. So he just want to fuel this rift between them that will see Nimba County vote split in the favor of the CDC in 2029. So that's all I see. But I think Koga that's not a way to go. Maybe there are other ways to go. We understand how politics here in Liberia plays, the dishing out of money, can play out, and maybe that can convince Koga, but not, a statement of such coming from Alvin Wisser.
If you look at the hardship and poverty in this country, people use it as a tool against the very people who are being affected by it. I remember sometime between right after the election, 2006, 2007, and 2008, we had President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf as president in this country, but nobody dared but then speak out negative against former President George Weah, who was a losing candidate in the 2005 presidential election runoff. Even though it's not good to badmouth your leaders, but we are supporters, his followers, those who supported President Weah during the 2005 election. They were so vigorous in every society, every sector of this country, that nobody could speak anything negative against President Weah in any public setting.
I'm still trying to get a viewpoint.
My viewpoint is
how is Alvin Wisser's statement? How is it going to negatively impact the voters or the electorates? Is that what you're driving at? Okay, so you can take care of that. So, folks, you're listening to the Today Show. We move on to another talking point. So, the Chief Justice of the Republic of Liberia, Yami Kwekwe, has fired back at nepotism claim against him. Of recent, folks have been accusing the Chief Justice of nepotism by him influencing the appointment of his son as a magistrate. So he has been able to respond to such claim. So this is what he said, and I read verbatim. So his son was appointed actually as an associate magistrate. So this is what he wrote. He says, I challenge the National Association of Trial Judges to produce any legal authority, constitutional, statutory, or administrative, that prohibits a sitting Chief Justice from recommending a qualified individual, including a relative, for judicial appointment. So the Chief Justice of the Republic of Liberia, Yami Kwekwe Gbese, is challenging the National Association of Trial Judges to produce any legal authority, constitutional or statutory or even administrative, that prohibits a sitting Chief Justice from recommending a qualified individual, including a relative, for judicial appointment. He goes on to say, my son's recommendation to serve as associate magistrate was not an act of favoritism, but a reflection of his capabilities and interest in public service. The law does not disqualify him on the basis of relation, nor does it forbid me from exercising my right to recommend until the National Association of Trial Judges can present a clear violation of law or ethical breach. Their concerns remain speculative and unfounded. The judiciary must operate on the basis of law, not innuendo. That's a statement coming from the Chief Justice of the Republic of Liberia. You heard recent criticisms against him for recommending for the appointment his son as an associate magistrate. The National Association of Trial Judges, some members of the opposition community have termed that as nepotism, recommending or influencing the appointment of your son as an associate magistrate in the judiciary. You know, a branch of government that you hate, that you have authority, the highest authority over. A lot of folks have said is nepotism.
I do agree with those who are saying it's a form of nepotism, and he is also in the know of that. But I also want to agree with the judge, the Chief Justice of the Republic. I mean, you
are against and you are for.
No, I'm not.
Look,
nepotism.
Yeah,
the fact that he appointed his own son is a form of nepotism.
No, he wasn't the one who appointed his own son. I think he recommended for appointment.
Recommended for appointment, yes.
Yeah.
He recommended for appointment because of the position in who he's the Chief Justice of the Republic of Liberia. And this notion that because my father is in a position at a particular place, I'm not to serve in that very institution. We need to point out those laws. What are the laws that are against those form?
Okay, so let's go to let's go to the laws.
Because
let's go to the laws. Let's go to the
president of the Republic of Liberia.
The code of conduct.
You appoint your son.
The code of conduct governing public officials. Let's just get it.
Yeah.
So okay. So 9.7 of the code, section 9.7 of the code of conduct. Clearly, nepotism. It talks about nepotism. So this is what it says. It says public official may not appoint, employ, promote, advance, or advocate for appointment, employment, promotion, or advancement in a civilian or military position in the agency or branch of government in which he or she is serving or have jurisdiction or control. Any individual who is a relative, as defined in section 1.3.21 of this code. An individual who is a relative of a public official may not be appointed, employed, promoted, or advanced in or to a military or civilian position in an agency or branch of government if such appointment, employment, promotion, or advancement has been influenced or advocated by the public official. Any such appointment upon investigation shall be declared null and void. Upon being declared guilty in accordance with due process, the appointing authority shall be subject to dismissal, suspension, or impeachment in accordance with due process. That's the law.
With due process.
That's the law.
The process is with due process, meaning he did not, according to him, did not influence the appointment of his son.
You sure he did not say that? Can we read this?
Go by and read, yeah. He said his son is qualified.
Okay, so this is what he says. I'll read that again. So you gotta listen properly. I challenge, he says, I challenge the National Association of Trial Judges to produce any legal authority, constitutional, statutory, or administrative that prohibits a sitting Chief Justice from recommending a qualified individual, including a relative, for judicial appointment. My son's recommendation to serve as associate magistrate was not an act of favoritism, but a reflection of his capabilities and interest in public service. The law does not disqualify him on the basis of relation, nor does it forbid me from exercising my right to recommend until the National Association of Trial Judges, which is the NATJL, can present a clear violation of ethical breach. Their concerns remain speculative and unfounded. The judiciary must operate on the basis of law, not innuendo. So from this, he's not denying that he did not recommend his son. So essentially, I can deduce from this statement that he's admitting that he recommended his son, and he's defending and challenging anyone, specifically the National Association of Trial Judges, to bring up or to state or to allude to any law in Liberia, whether constitutional, whether statutory, whether administrative law. They should allude or they should point out to that law that says, you know, he does not have the right to recommend his son for appointment. So he's not denying that he did not do. He's not denying that he did not do so. So for the fact that he's not denying and he's challenging anybody that that they should, you know, provide a constitutional, you know, reference or statutory law or administrative law that point or that clearly states that recommending his son is a violation. I mean, it means, you know, essentially he's saying that he actually did the act. And we just read the code of conduct 9.7 on nepotism, and it clearly stated that. Clearly, it emphatically and equivocally stated that clearly a public official may not appoint, employ, promote, advance, or advocate for appointment. And that appointment, we're talking about appointment under your jurisdiction. And his jurisdiction as a Chief Justice is the judiciary, and the associate magisterial role, it falls under the judiciary. So we can say that's a form of nepotism. We can say that that is a form of nepotism. What do you make of this again, Sylvester?
What I still go back to my previous position. Look, there's this challenge up. According to the Chief Justice of the Republic, his son is qualified, and it is based on that. His son is qualified, but the law says, whether qualified, whether not qualified, you must not advocate, you must not recommend for your relative to be appointed in a position that's under your authority, that's under your jurisdiction. You shouldn't do that. That's according to the code of conduct. Yeah, so until this law is changed, I don't think the Chief Justice should be recommending his son for any appointment in the judicial system until the law is changed. But I got issue with this particular law. I mean, we need to have some amendment. And no wonder why people are even calling for the Constitution to be reviewed. Because too many things in our laws, I mean, need to be looked at. Because I'm the president of the Republic, meaning my children can't be minister because I'm the father. I serve as president. Even on their qualification, based on their qualification, they cannot hold any public office. because their father is president. So his chief justice, his son who has still the law qualified, the son cannot get work in his fee because the father is serving as chief justice. I think that law needs to be looked at.
The law needs to be looked at and needs to be reviewed. That's according to my colleague in studio here, Sylvester Wowie. But until they can be reviewed and amended, changes be done to it, it shouldn't be respected. It must be respected. It must be respected. That's the law.
That's what we have.
That's what we have right now. And we must go by it. We must go by it. And, especially so, members of the judicial system should be able to set that example. I mean, the Chief Justice of the Republic can be the one going against the law. And his statement made recently, it just shows that he's so convinced that there is no law barring him or anyone from appointing their relative from a position that they have authority or jurisdiction over. From his statement, because he said he challenged anybody to make a reference or to point out that law. And that's the law. It's very clear. It's very clear. So it even tells you that the Chief Justice probably, did not or does not know about the law. And he's probably coming to know about it now because of the challenge that he put up. So there's the law, 9.7 of the Code of Conduct. It's very, very, very clear. Very, very clear. So let us try to respect our laws, because it's the only guiding principle that we do have. So if we violate it, if we're not respecting our laws, and especially leaders who are stirring the affairs of the country, who are stirring the affairs of the various branches of government that we have in this country, if they're not going by the law, then it becomes a problem. It becomes a problem. But now, this case, the National the National Association of Trial Judges, what you can do, you can file a complaint to the ombudsman, and the ombudsman can do an investigation, and they found guilty. I mean, because the law says he should be given a due process. If such is done, the person should be given a due process, and if they are found guilty, they must.
Yeah, it can be impeached.
Be dismissed from the position. Yeah, that's what the law says vividly. And on yesterday, we saw this clarification from the Ministry of Agriculture. This RIP thing, I don't know how people really go about. Some people go about making decisions in their lives. Just a reason we're talking about RIP case at the Ministry of Youth and Sports involving Bryant McGill. Bryant McGill incident has not even subsided yet. We are having another allegation of rape. And I don't actually know what's longing Bryant McGill's kids, because we expect some at least preliminary investigations to be out at about this time, but there's nothing out yet. We don't know anything recent since the police came up and said that and confirmed that the victim was actually raped. Since that time, I've not gotten any other report. If you've gotten any report, then I will be glad if you share it with me. But since then, we haven't heard anything yet. So what is going on? What is going on? Has the DNA test been done? What does it say? Does it match with Bryant McGill's DNA? Or it doesn't match? I mean, we need to know these things. Why is it taking so long? Why is it dragging and dragging and dragging and dragging? And we want to dispel here rumor that Brian McGill has escaped from the country. We want to dispute that rumor. It was reported by some media outlets that Brian McGill has escaped from the country. He's no more in Liberia, but that is not true. Sylvester, who's here with me in the studio, has been doing some follow-ups. I mean, he knows Brian McGill in person. He's interacted with Brian McGill of recent, and Brian McGill is now on the run. He's not escaped. He's still here in Liberia. He's still going to the police station, signing in and signing out. After I think a week or a few days. You want to say more about that, Sylvester?
Yes, I mean, the thing is, I personally did follow up because when this news broke up that Brian McGill had escaped the country, so rang his phone. He's in the country, and the next thing was not a visit a regular, but to see how I could go to the home of Brian McGill, sit with him, which I did. Went to Mr. McGill's home and followed Brian McGill to the police station where he went to sign in. I don't know how it is like, but you have to go to the police every day for statement.
Okay.
So I went along with him to the police station. Whatever statement he had to make with the police, a book was brought for him to sign or make some statement. That happened, and I returned and I shared the news with Yekezi. Look, yet there's this news that Brian McGill has escaped. I know the sentiment up there is high, while others, by the time it is announced that yes, they are accused of rape, they are arrested immediately by the police. Why is Brian McGill case different? And one thing I learned is that Brian McGill case is different from all of previous cases because he's not a flat rate. And I'm still trying to figure out from legal minded what is flat rate, when is a person a flat rate, when the person is not a flat rate. So I'm still trying to get those clear indication from lawyers. So, but yes, Brian McGill is in the country. He has not left Liberia as been stipulated.
Okay, so that's just a clarification. Brian McGill, who was suspended by President Joseph Boakai for allegedly raping a 14-year-old, has not escaped, as reported by some, media outlets. No, he's right here in the country. He goes to the police station, makes statements, sign in and sign out every day, according to Sylvester. But we have another rape allegation. Okay, so recently it's been circulated on social media that an employee of the Ministry of Agriculture, one Sandu S. Kroman, has been accused of rape. Okay, and the Ministry of Agriculture came up with a clarification, and let's just read this clarification from the Ministry of Agriculture. It says, clarification of media report concerning an alleged rape perpetrator or suspect associated with the Ministry of Agriculture. So it says the Agriculture Ministry's attention has been drawn to reports circulating on social media and other media platforms regarding an alleged rape case, referring to the alleged suspect as an official of the Ministry of Agriculture. The ministry wishes to clarify that the individual involved, Mr. Sandu S. Kroman, is neither an employee nor an official of the ministry, but a contractor within the procurement unit of the ministry. The ministry also wishes to inform the public that in line with its zero tolerance on sexual-based violence and other unwholesome practices in society, it has taken administrative action against the alleged perpetrator by suspending his contract engagement pending the conclusion of the investigation by the government. The Ministry of Agriculture strongly condemns all forms of sexual and gender-based violence and reaffirms its full cooperation with the Liberia National Police and all relevant authorities to ensure that justice is served. the Ministry of Agriculture signed this clarification regarding, Sandu S. Kurma. So the ministry is saying that Sandu S. Kurma is not an employee or an official of the ministry, but rather a contractor within the procurement unit of the ministry. And since this allegation against him concerning rape came up, his contract with the ministry has been suspended. So they just thought of, making that clarification.
Yeah, I mean, a timely release because this whole thing was going to, and that's the very thing I was telling you about the fellow from the Nimba County who's been associated now with the referee community. So they now, as a community, need to come out with a public statement, to clear the air on this particular issue, because this manner is going to affect the entire referee community. So the Ministry of Public Work, I think this press release is timely, and it's going to just clear the air on whether he's an employee or an official of the ministry. No, he's not. Either of them. He's not, but he's a contractor, and his contract has been terminated until the outcome of the investigation.
So also on last Wednesday, we woke up, told the news of a fire outbreak at the 9th Street residence of the former president of the Republic of Liberia. Since then, the former president himself had not spoken about the matter until on yesterday during his church service at the Foke Clan Church, where he, for the first time, spoke on the matter publicly. So what did he say? Let's take a listen to this excerpt.
To know that we will encounter another problem. We got here, the West said, today you are sleeping in Riyadh, whether they or not. And I agree with her. So you don't need to say a anywhere you want to see, you want to go out for you. I want to know the decision we see through and I follow. I saw me at 12, over 12 midnight, someone called me at my house burning on that street. And I said to God, glory be to God, they would have done worse. They would have been sitting there and fire night.
Okay, so that's former President George. We are there breaking silence over a late night fire outbreak at his 9th Street residence, which reportedly began in his personal bedroom. And speaking during his service at the Foke Clan Church, he said that his wife had insisted that they spent the night at his rehab residence instead of the 9th Street residence. And according to him, around midnight, he received a call alerting him to the fire outbreak at his residence. Yeah, so he also did not confirm or deny his party's explosive allegation that the fire was part of a government-backed assassination attempt. Instead, he urged his congregation to believe in God at all times, emphasizing faith over fear. Yeah. So when
he also make that answer, but this was not the first time he had fire outbreak at his 9th Street residence.
Okay.
He said he was chased, and I think that particular phrase, he was chased at the 9th Street residence before. So it still does not rule out the statement coming from the CDC that the president was targeted, because the president is saying that he was chased before.
Yeah. So
in that area.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, he did not confirm whether or not is government targeted assassination attempt.
That he did not say.
He did not. He did not say anything like that. But some members of the opposition community came out, you know, making that accusation that is a targeted assassination attempt against the president. You know, and I think the former president. I think that is comical, and I think the only reason why that particular incident did not make rounds on social media, a lot of people didn't really talk about it. It wasn't intensively politicized. I think the only reason is if it had been politicized, the ruling establishment would have also alluded to the incident with the NSA director, Prince C. Johnson, because his house too was gutted by fire. Just on, it was on a Sunday, last week, not the previous Sunday, but the Sunday before the Wednesday that the former president house was gutted by fire. The NSA director, Prince C. Johnson house too, you know, was gutted by fire. So if anybody from the opposition would have politicized that intensively, of course, members from the ruling party too would have said then it was the opposition, members of the opposition, CDC, who set Prince Johnson house ablaze. So due to the timing, due to the way those incidents occur successively, I think there's no much pointing fingers, even though some folks or members of the CDC still claim that, you know, the fire outbreak at the former president's home was a targeted assassination attempt against the former president, George Manning Weah. But George Weah himself, he did not deny what some members of his party have been saying, neither did he accept. Yeah.
That yes,
he only said the only thing that saved him was that
his wife,
you know, his wife had told him, because he had wanted to, you know, sleep at the Nam Street his Nam Street residence, and the wife told him, no, let's go to sleep to our rehab residence. And he listened to his wife, and they went to the rehab residence, and he said it would have been probably disastrous or even worse if he had slept at the Nam Street residence, because the fire actually began in his bedroom. So he was in church, you know, thanking God for that, for using his wife to save him.
Yeah, because another thing I want to say on this fire incident at the former president house is how far is the police with this investigation? Because mind you, this an accident. The police should investigate it, because accident until finding are established are considered to be criminal. So it need to be established.
So accidents are considered to be criminal until
the facts are established.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because, I'm just hearing that.
Yeah, because you could say there's an accident, but how do you know if it is an accident? You must investigate it. Okay. Once it's not investigated and brought to a conclusion, you still had a suspicion of criminality or criminal act being involved. So,
well, I think
so. If the fire outbreak at the president's house is not investigated, tomorrow it may be at another person's home. Okay. And we'll say, look, no investigation is going to take place because it's a private home. No. The issue about, yes, the former president is, you know, now a private individual in the country, but we'll still have everybody under the same government. The government need to investigate the outbreak of the fire incident at the president house.
Yeah, I do agree with you, but I differ with you where you say, you know, any incident that is not investigated is considered criminal. I think the police go into investigation with objectivity, you know, to determine facts before they can make a conclusion as to whether it was criminal or whether it wasn't criminal. So until those facts or those pieces of evidence can be put together, the police cannot consider, you know, a certain act criminal or non-criminal.
But because there's no investigation now, it is
Yeah, but
alleged that it is alleged now. It is being alleged that look, the president was targeted.
It is not the police alleging. It
No,
is just members of the opposition community alleging. So it's not the police that's saying it's a criminal act.
So saying the fire incident now, according to the preliminary investigation that was conducted, was by the cost of electricity. So how far have we?
Has the police? The fire service come up?
Fire service initial investigation is that the fire was caused by electric shock. So we need to establish that, and then let it be established that look, the fire incident at the former president house was caused by electricity or electric shock. Then the public can get to know what exactly led to the fire. But the fire started from the president room. That's something serious. I mean, who's in charge of the president, Nashville resident? They all need to be interrogated to find out how the fire started at the president bedroom, in the president bedroom at his Nashville resident.
Yep. Yeah, so that's it. For those of you living along the ELWA to RIA route, the Liberia Legislative Corporation has this announcement for you. So the LEC announces the commencement of a 12-week project to electrify the ELWA RIA highway corridor with street lights. The initiative, which runs from 29 September, which is today, to 10 December 2025, is intended to improve road safety for travelers and enhancing the appearance of the corridor leading to the country's international airport. To ensure timely completion, 5 contracting companies have been assigned to specific lots across the corridor. Procurement of poles and materials for the project has already been finalized, and shipments are arriving in country. Civil works and other mobilization activities officially commence today. The LEC management emphasized that once completed ahead of the festive season, the project will restore vibrancy to the ELWA RIA corridor, which serves as the gateway to Liberia's international airport. The lighting system will provide a safer and more visible roadway for travelers, particularly during nighttime, benefiting both international travelers and commuters to other counties. The vision statement is brightening lives and powering Liberia's future through reliable, affordable, and sustainable electricity for all. Yeah, so that's a statement coming from the LEC, the Liberia Electricity Corporation. So the ELWA RIA route or corridor will be electrified within 12 weeks. I think it's from now to the end of December 10. That's when that project will be concluding. I think it's a good initiative because we all do know how dangerous that road is, especially at night. Thank God now the road has been expanded. It's not as dangerous as it used to be when the road was very narrowed. We had a lot of cases of accidents. That I think has reduced to some extent, even though parts of the road are yet to be expanded or road works are still ongoing. But I think it's a good initiative by the LEC to electrify that route, because that's the route to the only international airport that we have, a route that visitors use to enter Liberia. I think it must be brightened. I think it must show some, level of encouragement and illumination when visitors arrive in the country. I mean, let it see light so that they can be encouraged. It shouldn't enter the country and then the entire road be like ghost camp. It just tells you how the rest of the parts of the country will be.
Yes, it's good that we're going to have right now at the Rabo International Airport. We know even our very president Jose Mobuaka was affected by this very issue of lighting at the airport. So to now have lighting facility from the airport straight to Monrovia is something good. The city is no longer in darkness, unlike time past where Monrovia itself was in darkness. So leaving from the airport to Monrovia in darkness was no different from coming into darkness in the city itself. So now that the city is lit up, it's a good thing that the airport and the road leading to the airport is also lit up.
Okay, so Beatrice Tepla Pupo, thanks for following the show. Beatrice says, Yekazi, you should know better. Stop calling we are the president. It's difficult to say past president. Okay, and thumbs down. Well, Beatrice, I think once a president is always a president. Yes. So it's just left with the individual who's speaking to be specific or particular about saying former president or president. Even the great United States of America, did you watch the debate between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris? Okay, so even the debate between Donald Trump and Joe Biden that brought Joe Biden to power. Okay, so the moderators were always referring to Donald Trump, even though he was former president at the time, but they always referred to him as Mr. President, Mr. President, Mr. President.
The debate between him and Kamala Harris, because doing he and Joe Biden, he was still president.
Okay. Oh yes, that was a debate between he and Kamala Harris. That's true. Yeah. That's true. Yeah. So they were still referring to him as president. So once a president, he's always a president, except, everybody knows we are in a president again. So how harmful it is if I call him president? What harm have I caused? But thank you anyway for following the show, and thanks to all of you who have been following the show this morning. We'll be back here on tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be discussing a very sensitive topic. Very, very sensitive. So just brace yourself for that topic, because we'll need your input towards that topic. Tomorrow we will be discussing FGM. As you may know, President Joseph Yuma Boaka recently in the United States of America at the high-level UN meeting promised or pledged that is going to ensure that FGM, female genital mutilation, is eliminated, is abolished totally in Liberia. So before, FGM has not been practiced by mandates of presidents in the past, like the former president under his regime, that is George Weah. In 2019, there was a 1-year ban placed on FGM. That ban expired in 2022. There was a declaration in Ganta City, Nima County, that FGM will be banned for 3 years, and that ban has expired. It expired this year. Okay, it expired this year. So now the current president is saying, has made commitment that to the UN that he will ensure that FGM is permanently banned. And it is reported that FGM is what is carried out in the Sandy Bush. So if it is banned, then it means Liberia will be losing its long-time tradition. The Sandy Bush will be lost as well. But also some educated traditionalists are saying, but the Westerners, they're against our culture, our tradition. But what about their own culture? Especially they're pointing to something they call gender affirmation surgery. The gender affirmation surgery is a surgery that is done to transgender. And transgender are people who, for example, I'm a male and I decide to identify myself as a female. That's transgender. I'm a female and decide to identify as a male. But sometimes some of those transgenders, they take things beyond. They go as far as doing the gender affirmation surgery. That is the surgery to change our sex. If you man, you say woman, now you want to change your sex to woman. So other educated traditionalists are concerned. Say, but this gender affirmation surgery, we think is by far worse than this FGM that we're carrying out. But the UN and the Westerners, they're not frowning at it. But why are they frowning at our culture, our tradition? Why? Why are they not looking in our own closet, but they are looking in our closet? So it's a very sensitive discussion that we'll be discussing here tomorrow. My name is Yekezi Zwobel. I've been here alongside Sylvester Wowie. We'll be back here on the show tomorrow. Thanks for your listening role. You can catch us up tomorrow. Bye-bye.